Hey guys, it's Charlie Carp of Carp and Son with Keller Capital Properties back here today.
And Jason Turner from Fairway Independent Mortgage.
So we want to talk to you about more myths in real estate. So Jason, do you have one?
Yeah, so a lot of myths about getting, well, pre-approved versus pre-qualified and them being the same thing. Well, they're not really the same thing. So a pre-qualification is kind of a loose look at what your finances are and not really evaluating income, credit, and available assets for any kind of down payment and closing costs like you would get with the pre-approval, right? I don't really do pre-qualifications because I feel like they're a giant waste of time and can be misleading. So therefore, I like to get all the information and make sure that my buyers are going to be well taken care of and have good, solid information to work off of while you're shopping for a home.
That's a great point because a lot of realtors don't know the difference between them. Sometimes I get confused because you'll see the wording for a pre-approval in a pre-qual, and so clearly it's not really standard to some lenders. But so another one that kind of hits home that's a huge myth is that real estate agents are a waste of money, and I actually fully disagree. So I'm all about stories. There was a deal that just closed a couple days ago. It was a veteran who has been following me for a couple years, admired what I've been doing with the team and my business, and he saw value in me. And the value that he saw was that my showing style is different. And not to make this a long video, but at the settlement table, he actually had $17,000 in closing costs from the seller to apply towards his closing costs and prepaids. And it actually was more than enough that he actually could pay his VA funding fee at settlement.
Wow.
So if I'm such a waste of money, that buyer never would have had $17,000. So obviously not all real estate agents are created equal. So I'm definitely worth my money. You're not going to waste your money working with me.
Absolutely. That's a good one, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people think it costs tons of money, like 20% down to buy a house, when it's not the case. It's just not. There's plenty of loans out there that are low down payment options. You have your FHA at 3.5% down payment. You have 3% down conventionals. You have 5% down conventionals. You have 0 down USDA loans if you're buying in those rural areas. There's tons of options out there, and of course the 0 down VA loan, like you just mentioned. There's tons of products out there that aren't going to break the bank, but are going to get you in the house and get you a good rate at the same time. So definitely keep that in mind. You don't need tons of money. Having a little skin in the game is going to help, but it's definitely not going to make or break you.
So another myth I want to talk about is that HOAs are not a big deal. A couple things about HOAs. Why do you want to go to HOA to be an owner in? Is one that everyone else is paying their dues. If they're not paying their dues, guess what? They're going to jack up your dues because you're the new guy to make up the difference. And that actually hurts you on the resale when you have too many deficiencies on unpaid dues.
Right.
Just like if there's too many investors. And technically, it's, I guess, the same thing for condos too. So the other thing, story again, short and sweet, is a neighbor of ours growing up became very close to myself and my dad. And they told us that the day they settled, they got a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Answer the door, Jason.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm the HOA president.
Nice to meet you.
I see you just bought this house. That's great. Did you know your lights are not in compliance with the HOA?
No.
Yeah, so that awkward interaction literally happened the day after, or the day of this gentleman settled on his house. The HOA had been turned over to the residents because it was more than 50% delivered, and they forced him to change his lights until his lawyer got involved and squashed it. But HOAs, condo associations, they can be your best friend and your worst nightmare.
Yeah, good point. Love it. That's really all I got for the myths. For the financing side, do you got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
So again, our information is below. Please like, subscribe, and share.